So, you never want to ever be alone, and some people do want to be alone, and other people can't handle being alone. So, this is a way for you to express yourself and be interesting, because you are interesting. I'm interested to see what it is that you do all day. And I have a friend who is a football player. Well, I guess you would call it soccer. Oh, I'm so tired. I have a friend who's a soccer player, a football player, and she goes to practice every day, and she trains every day, and she eats, and the food that she eats is incredible, and then speaking of which, I have another colleague who is a chef, and then I have another colleague who's a cheerleader, and I have another colleague who is a professional, a diamond driller, or a professor, and all these people have all these different stories and all this different life, and it's so interesting to see who these people are, and who you are, and who you want to be, and and the quest to become who you are, or the quest to lose yourself to lose yourself in the moments, and to dance or to sing. It's the story of life, and it is so precious, and it's so beautiful. And I think that's why our fascination with social media has been so unbelievably successful, or unbelievably popular, because it was a way of us to express ourselves as individuals, and as our personalities, and because you're special, and your baby is the cutest baby in the whole world, and your puppy is as gorgeous as so what I'm doing is, this is taking it to the next level, where it's like a day in the life, and when you put on that armor, when you put on that Candy and Andy, your life no longer becomes your life no longer becomes tedious and boring. It becomes interesting to some people, and so I think that's psychologically, I think it could really help. It could really help us to be able to get to know ourselves, and to learn about other people, and to learn about and to learn about what matters, and to bring us together without having to leave our homes, because it doesn't get any easier, but with the help of this technology, or this theory, or this practice, it can be a little less lonely, and that's I think that is the essence, and that's the fundamental importance and the principle of what our power is, and where our power lies, and that is unity. And when we're together, I mean, there is no limit to what we can achieve, and that's been proven time and time again. So Obviously, I'm not going to say that this doesn't serve, it serves everybody. I mean, every single one of us has, regardless of how conditioned we were to believe otherwise. If you're being compensated for being you, then you don't have anybody to answer to besides yourself and your higher power. So, and I think that's, I'm not saying that a day in the life is going to get you a millionaire, but, it's going to help you realize how interesting you really are, or how, boring you really are, and maybe you can change that and become somebody that's more interesting to you and to the world. And so that's just Candy and Andy, and I think it's cool. I think it's a cool concept, if you will. So, I mean, I'm here, and, you can get as creative with it as you want to, I guess. But in essence, I think the candy, I think that the whole philosophy behind it, or the whole purpose of it, is so that you don't have to. This is candid, Yeah, it's real. So, so yeah, there'll always be movies and there'll always be fiction. Excuse me, but Candy and Andy, this is Candy, and this is who you are. There is the concept of, it was this, like a step towards Big Brother is watching us. Not as long as you're in control. And, who is Big Brother anyways? We're all human. Big Brother can have their own camera too. This isn't a corporation that's designed to consume, but rather it's a cooperation that's created to bloom, to help you bloom, and to help you become whoever you want to be, and to discover who you are. If it's not for you, it's not for you, but you might be interested in subscribing to to seeing who I am, or maybe not. Obviously there are the risks of exploitation with children in the background, or children being with their camera, which is why this isn't a major proposition, where it's like this is more like a Twitch thing, whereas there's it's like buyer beware. It's not, but at the same time, I think that with the whole heart of it is the wellness industry, and in order to be a participant, in order to be a member, you have to put in the work. You have to be meditating. Meditating doesn't mean that you're eating granola every day. Not that there's anything wrong with granola, but that as a just to be creatively cliche, but what it means is that you're putting in the work to become more powerful, and to become a more valuable member of our consciousness and our collective consciousness, and to teach our children and to learn from our children, and to be as good as we want to be, but as bad as we want to be, but to do no harm to anybody, and to enjoy life, and to stand up for what is wrong, and to stand up for our children, and to control our society, and to not let anybody tell you that that you have no that your voice doesn't matter, because it does. You are all that matters. You. Everything you do determines everywhere we're going to go. So with that being said, I love you, and namaste for today.